Stephen Covey said, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply." What are your thoughts on this? When people think you're dying, they really listen to you, instead of just waiting for their turn to speak. Chuck Palahniuk, Fight Club 1996. Hey man, I've been meaning to tell you about Saturday. Asterisk 2 thoughts. Asterisk speak in such a way as others love to listen to you. Listen in such a way as others love to speak to you. Absolutely true. I heard a better version. Applicable to almost all arguments. Asterisk not listening to understand. Merely pausing to reload asterisk. It's true for many people. I've caught myself doing this on occasion, and I always try to correct my mindset. Looking for keywords in your story to top it with my better story that is vaguely related to what you said. LA Kings have a difficult road ahead of them if the game plan is to survive until overtime. Absolutely true. I only read this post so I could respond to it. Continue. I want to understand. Isn't asking for opinion for this specific question a bit contradictory? Also, isn't answering to this specific question a full-blown acceptance to the theory it put forward? Who's Stephen Covey? That's because people don't want to be right, just want to win the argument. Ego is a bitch. The fact that you have a reply in mind does not mean you are not listening. And if you don't have a reply in mind doesn't mean you are. Something about this toast seems counterintuitive. Nods politely. Asterisk asterisk in Syndrome's voice. Asterisk asterisk nice try you sly dog. You almost had me monologuing. I think most people just want to tell you things. Some people think you only know something because they told you. Two types of people in life: those who can hold a conversation and those who merely wait their turn to talk. Well, I don't know about that, but I think mayonnaise should not be vilified as a condiment. Whenever I bring up a good point in a conversation or apologize for something, they just restate that I'm wrong or that I'm being offensive by apologizing. Ultimately depends on what you interpret as important and how someone is brought up. I agree with the statement, but don't feel like it necessarily applies to me. That's funny actually, because it reminds me of a time when I... Say that again. I wasn't listening. What? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I believe the key difference here is that one of these is a lecture and the other is a conversation. Absolutely true. You never learn anything with your mouth open. True. What did you hear me say, is an important question. I prefer waiting for your chance to speak. I'd like to hear more of Covey's opinion and especially yours. I care what you think and appreciate your point of view. So either they're answering your question or you interrupted them. In either case, what did you expect? I'm sorry, are you expecting me to reply to this? In order to reply well, you must understand the point. So I think he's right to an extent. But one who replies well will also have understood. I wasn't listening. My boss is the worst about this. It is infuriating. Yeah, but aren't most conversations listening and then replying? I think a more meaningful quote would be to change reply to retort. Tell me more. I just wanted to reply and say I don't understand. All I read was most people do not listen, and I think you're wrong. S. What? If you listen with the intent to understand, then you just stand there saying nothing. People don't like that. The more comments this post gets, the more true it becomes. That's great. Let me tell you about my weekend. Listen less than greater than silent. Absolutely correct. They're waiting to talk, not listening. My thoughts. Ellen DeGeneres clearly follows Stephen Covey's guidance as it pertains to interviewing. I understood. As someone with ADHD, take the listen part out of the phrase. If you understood what he was saying, you would not have asked us to comment. Interesting. Tell me more. A lot of people seem to like the sound of their own voice. I work with a massive concentration of these kinds of people. It can be maddening trying to explain relatively simple things to. His book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People should be required reading for everyone. Pretty accurate. Why do you ask? Truth. Yup, that's right. Mindlessly and thoughtlessly agreeing with you. I think it is true. And that it takes practice and self-regulation to correct this. But it is largely correctable. Honestly, either could happen. But not both at the same time. I agree. I understand. Listening without the intent to reply. ... Sorry, I wasn't listening. Understanding usually comes after listening. When you start to think about what someone actually said, one cannot intensely listen and understand at the same time. Seems true. Most people want to defend their side. Okay, hear me out. I don't think that most people do that. Some of course do. But I think those who reply are just more noticeable. I understand. That's my BF right there. Haven't even finished what I'm saying and he's already telling me what I should or should not do when I only want him to lend me an ear. I do that sometimes too, though. Seems pretty true to me. I don't know what you are talking about, but people will be people. Pensive face. Nods. I'm guilty of it for sure. What were you saying? I read ask read questions not with an intent to understand but with the intent to reply to. I don't really understand, but I think it's stupid. 100%. People aren't listening, they're just waiting for their turn to talk. Yeah, but, depends on the conversation. Sorry I didn't catch what you said. But you know, I was thinking about this article on Reddit the other day about dogs are better than cats indeed, unless you've got a pretty good cat. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.